Welcome to another new day in Empyrion Galactic Survival, and here we are, guys. We are currently floating a reasonable distance away from the unknown artifact, which is going to be the main focus of this part. But before I actually do that, I need to do a couple of things. If you have followed this series, you'll be aware that in the last part I went out and I took out the top level of the abandoned factory. I didn't really get the resources that I was hoping for, so at the end of that part I was talking about the fact that we're going to have to get out and start to explore some of the local planets to get some saphium and neodymium. And I kind of had to think about how I was going to do that, and there's two ways I could have done it. And the first one would have been to take this ship and effectively strap a what they call it here, a short range warp drive and warp tank onto it. And I did explore that idea, and I mean, just to show you, if I kind of go in here and jump on top, and let me just get the area here. I mean, I could have strapped it underneath as a temporary basis, because the way it actually works, guys, is that what you can do is, obviously I would have to open up the ship, find some space and put the fuel tank in, and then when you want to warp to another system, what you can do is effectively strap the small warp drive onto the top. It looks really ugly, but you can then warp drive and then use the multi-tool to pick it up and put it away safely. And then what you can do then is just go down, explore the planets, and not run the risk of having your warp drive destroyed if you get into a bit of a fight. And of course the fuel tank will be safe. That would have been an absolutely ugly solution. So what I've actually decided to do is take another route, and I would like to thank Paro Jacket for putting this idea in my head. He left a comment a long time ago about the fact that Spanj does some very good blueprint ships that are useful when you actually start out. So I went and checked out Spanj's website. He's got a very good video on there, which I will put in the video description, of a list of good starter ships for anyone who's new to the game and want to do it. He covers the full range. He covers bases, small ships, hover vehicles and capital vessels. It's certainly worth watching the video. And as part of that video, I found this ship here. It's a Nightshade Mark III Advanced. Now, it's not really a starter ship because you need 122 cobalt, but it has a built-in warp drive. It's got virtually everything you want. The only thing it doesn't have is a fridge. Now, I've said this before and I want to repeat it again, guys. If you are going to build a blueprint ship, after you subscribed, go into creative mode and have a good look over before you build it in your actual proper Let's Plays. Get a feel for how it flies, because in creative mode you can do various bits and pieces. And what I actually did in creative mode with the Nightshade is, it doesn't have a fridge, but I actually pulled it apart a little bit and I actually found a location where I could actually insert a fridge. But that's going to be for the next part. But what I want to do while I'm actually in this part is actually, well, first thing I'm going to need to do is get into here. I thought I'd transferred everything. Mobile constructor. No, I need to pull out some iron. I mean, I've already made the ingots in order to do this. I think I've got enough silicon. Maybe I haven't. That'd be embarrassing. And I think that should be enough to actually yeah, we've got enough silicon. So what we're going to do is just drop this in. Another 119. 300. That should get me a lot closer. I think if I split that again, and the idea is going to be, guys, is that I'm going to just let this blueprint process out, because you can see it's going to take 28 minutes to actually produce it. So this is really preparation for the next part. I think that I've gone 4 over. Oh, never mind, that's not the end of the world. I'm just going to drop the silicon in. Obviously I mined up all these resources before I actually started this part, guys, so So if you're wondering where all these resources came from, I actually spent about an hour off camera mining these items like you do. 22, and let's hook this up. I'm just going to fill this up like this, and what we're going to do is just kick off the production now, and that's going to run very nicely in the background. As I say, that is preparation for the next part, and this is the reason why we're up here looking at the alien artifact here, because in this part what I want to do is get in here and take out this alien artifact. Now it should be relatively straightforward, because I think if I need to drop down a bit, because this is fairly lightly defended. It's got some sentry guns tucked in the corners, and I have dropped my field of view, but I need to get in a bit closer, and I mean they're probably going to fire at me first. Let's see if I can actually see them. Maybe if I drop down a little bit, so I've got oops, playing the wrong game there, guys, sorry about that. It's one of the hazards of playing so many different games. If you look just in the top corners there, you've got the sentry guns there. I think there should be. And then what we're going to have to do, guys, is fly round. I think there's some more in this other corner. I mean this is one of the advantages. Once you've actually taken out one of these things, can't see, maybe they're actually diametrically opposed, because I'm pretty sure there should be. Can I see one in there? Yeah, is that one there just on that corner? Yep. And as I say, once you've actually taken on one of these POIs, it does get a bit easier when you come back for a second go. And I've got a feeling that there should be a spawn point in here. I'm just gonna, is that one? I'm sure that I'm sure there was a spawn point in here. Yeah, there it is. And I'm just gonna, oh, missed one. That one there. Yeah. I mean, we can afford to take a little bit of damage. I mean, we've got to give them a chance. I'm just gonna, I think that's about it, guys. And what we're gonna do is just come in really tight. Oh, nope, there's another spawner there. So there must be two spawners in here. Okay. I think that's about it. I'm just gonna level off and just jump up into first person. Of course, we're going to need some guns, and that is relatively straightforward. We've got everything now. Now the fun part is actually up here. If you haven't actually taken out this here, if I come up, oh, come on, play the game. I should be able to spawn a, yeah, it's better. And what you've got to do is actually go up through here, and what you will see, you can just see them there, and they were just aiming at us. And if I come up here, see there's two on each side. So what we've got to do is be able to get up through here, take these out with our weapons. I mean, if you looked on the toolbar, I've actually made a sniper rifle, but there's not going to be that much use in this area. What I'm going to do is go up here and see if we can deflect these guys. Yeah. And just going to make sure this is fully loaded. And we're just going to walk up here, guys. And the trick is to, I think if we're under here, trick is to get up underneath like this, and because we're behind this pillar, we should be able to. Now we come here and we run very quickly across. Yep, they got in one shot, and if you get underneath them, they can't fire, and that effectively pulls the teeth out of these guys. And what we can do now is we should be able to get in here. What we got here: furnace. Wow, auto miner core, health pack, trauma kits, and a T2 shotgun. That's pretty good, guys. And I mean, this is a very good loot center. Warp drive, CV warp drive. Wow. Okay. Repair bay tier 2. Wow, that is fantastic. That is really going to work well. Oops, don't want to fall down there. That is going to be very, very useful. And what we got here: solar panel, night vision goggles, drills. Got some copper, tier 2 project explosives. Thank you. We're certainly going to do that. And I'm just going to grab here what we got here: large fuel, more health packs, trauma kits, pistol upgrade, and a couple of tier 2 drills. Again, all pretty good stuff, guys. And as far as I know, that is all that's actually in this area here. I don't think there's anything anywhere else, and I mean, to be honest, I'm happy with that. I mean, that's fantastic. And what we're going to do is just come down here. Ooh, I'm a bit far away from my ship. This could be interesting. Wow. Had visions then I was going to fall off the ship there, guys. Right, let's just put this away. Right, so we got a furnace. We can certainly put that into good use. Auto miner core. I think we're going to keep the health kits. That's 250 health. Trauma kits. Do I really need that? Sepsis. We got a detox kit. Maybe I don't need the detox kit anymore, and I'll substitute that for that. Solar panels, that's going to be useful. I think we've already got one set of night vision goggles. That repair bay is absolutely fantastic. That's going to be very, very useful. And the warp drive, because the warp drives take up a lot of specialist resources, so having those there. And I think what we can do is drop those resources back into the mobile constructor. And also it looks like I've missed some of this stuff. Okay, let's just drop this out here. I don't think we need the tier 2 pistol. I don't think we actually need more than 5. So maybe I do need to just drop this back into here. And just going to back off, guys, a bit. As I say, now another reason why I haven't destroyed the core on this is that in the 8.2 notes it says that POIs will regenerate. So what I want to do is, after a certain period of time, is come back here and see if those boxes actually contain anything new. Actually, I think what I'm going to do, guys, is just going to come here and go to settings. I mean, I did drop the FOV down, and I think what we're going to do is put it back to there. Yeah, when you're attacking points of objects, it can be useful to let's just come here, and I'm just going to click there and get a bit of height. I mean, I'm a bit far away now from that, actually. Maybe that's a bit too much. Let's just maybe we'll just drop that down to about. I mean, this is the way you can actually adjust your perception to the ship. It still seems a bit far away, but then I suppose that's going to be useful. Right, guys, that went a lot better than I was expected. Just have a quick check. Yeah, it still says we got 19 minutes. And where should we go now? That's done. Actually, let's just mark that as unknown artifact. Just mark that as done, so I actually know what's going on. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. What have we got here? Well, we got a crashed capital vessel there. Let's go check that out, guys, because we're still going to be in daylight. So I think that will be quite a thing. I don't want this part to be too long, partly because at the moment life is a little bit complicated. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go and check out the crashed capital vessel. I think it's going to be in water. And while we're travelling here, guys, a big thank you to Snaffy for your comment and your feedback on my idea about building a shipyard. And your comment actually made me think about what am I actually going to be doing with this series, because up until now all I've been doing is talking about the new update and other relevance to the game. And if you followed my previous playthrough, I was very much out in space and exploring, and I think what I want to do in this part is maybe take a slightly more balanced view, in the sense that I want to, wow, this is definitely underwater, maybe mix up some exploration with some base building. So this is what I'm kind of thinking of doing, guys, is I'm going to get out and get the resources in the next part. We're going to go into space and explore the local planets with the interplanetary small vessel. Then after that, once I've got the necessary resources, I think we're going to build a decent base and see how that goes. Yeah, one of the problems when you're playing games like Empyrion, which are in early access, obviously they are producing regular updates, and those updates can be a little bit of a pain, because obviously they can break your Let's Plays. So I think there is a bit of a tendency to, wow, this is going to be interesting. We may have to go underwater. Yeah, there can be a tendency to not really plan the playthroughs, is probably the best way to describe it. And I think I've been a little bit guilty of that. So what I'm going to do is have a plan, and that plan is going to be kind of getting out. If the series goes on long enough, what I'm going to do is build a base with a shipyard, and then we're going to explore building a capital vessel. But because I already have a capital vessel, I think there's the core there, down there. So we're going to have to go right down underwater. So we're going to need oxygen. Okay. Interesting. Right. I need to think about this, guys. Now, I'll just finish what I was saying. And I think what I'm going to do is build a shipyard and then build a capital vessel slowly over time, with, say, maybe we will have a part building the capital vessel, another part going out and doing other things, just mixing and matching things a little bit. I think what I'm going to need to do, if we're going to have to go underwater for this base, I'm going to need, I think I've packed this stuff away because I didn't think I'd actually need it. We need probably need to take the emergency oxygen with us just in case. I'm going to need a bit of food, so I better do that. And of course it's really nice and wet and rainy. I don't want a mobile constructor. I'm just going to go into the fridge. I'm just going to eat that. I think what I'm going to do is just going to jump into here, go into first person. We're going to put the thrusters on for the moment. This will make sense, guys. Oops. The thrusters on, and we're just going to back off a bit. Just lift up, back off a bit. And what I'm going to do is just use the guns. Oops. Hey, stop messing about, game. What I want to do is just smash through these windows. It will make sense, guys. I'm just gonna, right, just gonna come back again. Turn the thrusters off. Do I really want to? Did you see the way the power dropped by turning off the thrusters? How much fuel we can solve? What's the oxygen level like? It's pretty good. And this is the reason why, because it gives me a guaranteed entrance into this floor. And obviously we're going to have to go down here. Now you're going to see me embarrass myself by swimming underwater. Right, now that's the oxygen thing. So what we're saying is the core is up there. Oh, this is quite simple, isn't it? I'm actually going to be able to get a good shot as well. Okay, let's just see. Oh, great. You cannot shoot underwater. Now the question is, can I use explosives underwater? This could be interesting. Let's take the gun off. That should allow us to swim up. The trouble is, am I going to be able to attach? It must be. I've never ever done this before. Well, that worked. I'm glad I actually brought the explosives with me, guys. Oops. And of course, as soon as you put on something, you actually sink to the bottom. So I need to keep an eye on the oxygen. Let's retrieve some blocks. I mean, I probably need to make a call, but wow. Yeah, we're going to make a call, guys. I want those RCSs. So we're just going to get back into here, and we're just going to, oops, I'm just going to float back up to, of course the ship's not truly level, so coming up through here can be a little bit tricky. Why won't that let me through? Thank you. Right, let's get back to the ship. Thrust, mobile constructor. I'm just going to knock off a quick call, guys. That actually went a lot better than I thought it was going to be, which is good, considered my thing. Of course, we're going to put the explosives there. Don't leave explosives on your toolbar unless you're going to be using them, guys, because it's very easy to select these accidentally, lock on an explosive device and blow yourself up. So you actually want to, oh, it's a pistol upgrade kit. Yeah, you really don't want explosives on your toolbar unless you're actually really planning on how to use them. So that's a little bit of a tip, guys. I think, well, I think we can just drop the core out here. Actually, we don't really need. Right, console device, any. We got a food processor. Let's have a quick look at the food processor. Nothing. Okay, thank you. Anything else here? Oh, we got 8 fridges. Okay. Always wanted spoilt food. Then again, I suppose the fridges are underwater, so you can't expect them to be working. Okay. And just gonna. So we got a bit of spoiled food. That's gonna be useful. Manage. Maybe we could get. Don't think we're gonna get that much out. No. It's not gonna let me. Oh well, never mind. It's only oxygen. I'm gonna be not. There's not much fuel in here as well. Only 6% fuel. Well, we got a little bit of fuel out. I mean, I don't know if we can. Okay. So if we've managed to get the fuel out, guys. Actually, wonder if maybe if I. Okay, let's just put one on then. Maybe on. Nah. Okay. So we got the fuel, we got the generator. I'd love this gravity generator if we could find it. It's not giving itself away. Have we got any? Got 10 cargo boxes. Okay, let's. Actually, we got some ammo boxes at the top first. All right, let's do the cargo boxes. We got here. We've got Esterim. Thank you. That's going to be useful. I think this is magnesium powder. That's going to be useful. One problem I have run into and is the fact that I've had a few problems with plastic. It seems the only way you can get plastic is from actually growing grain. So I've got a feeling that, why is that? It says 5, but why won't it actually let me go? It's got an advanced constructor here. Nothing in it. Door, equipment, anything in the armor lockers. There's not normally, you don't normally find anything in here. Shower, toilets, flares for processors. We've done the generators. I mean, it's saying there's 6, but there's not anything actually in here. I mean, I suppose we're going to have to tear the ship apart to actually find it, aren't we? Got some medic stations. Okay, guys, I think we're going to have to now go out and see what we can do. And I think what we're going to do is just use the drone. Sorry, it's getting a bit dark. And I think we're just going to come in here, just equip the... we'll see if we can retrieve what we got here. And this is just ordinary oxygen blocks. I think we can just take these out and just pulp. These are just tier 1 oxygen tanks, not exactly automatic doors. I think we just go for, oops, didn't get anything for those. Large O2 tanks. Now, the large O2 tanks, I certainly would want these as complete units. And what's that here? That's a large OU, because they will fit very well. Just to show you guys. These are for a CV or a base. So if we go to a planet where there's no oxygen, having those large oxygen tanks is going to be very, very useful. What else have we got down here? Armor locker. Yeah, I think we'll take the armor locker as a single unit. I mean, that will be very, very useful. Anything else? We certainly want the tier 2 RCS. That's going to be very, very useful. I suppose what we got here. Console. Well, I should have. Lights. Yeah, maybe. Anything else? I suppose we're going to have to excavate deeper now into the ship. Can't see anything else around here, guys. Let's have a quick look. Sorry, it's a bit dark. Yeah, I think it's one of the curses of the game. Right, let's just... What we got here? Oh, we got an O2 station. I think we'll take that. That could be useful in its own way. There's a ventilator there. We'll take that. And I think we're just now gonna... I've got a feeling a lot of the base now will be underground, so... And just returning to what I was saying about the plastic, and it's actually needed for these drill charges. Drill charges for some reason need plastic. So if you're going to do a lot of drilling, guys, you need a source of plastic to be able to open things up. I suppose going through the blocks here like this will be better than actually trying to... Right, what have we got here? No, we're still... Okay, that's a bit of a waste of time, guys. Anything else around here? I mean, these, I think we're going to take these as well. Yeah, I mean, these could be useful. And I mean, we have got the thruster capability. Right, let's go through here, guys. Right, what have we got down here? Right, we've got a tier 2 fuel tank. I certainly would want these. Again, for the same reason for the oxygen. That's a tier 1. I think we'll just take that apart. That's a tier 2. Well, it's going to take that. Okay. Wow. Where is it? The tier 2 fuel tanks, as you can see, CV. So I'm just going to drop this off into the ship. And I think this is what you've got to think about when you're stripping one of these ships down. What do you actually want it for? This can go in there. Mechanical components, that's all the top. Armor locker. just going to drop this off with hardened steel plates, ventilator, O2 station, electronics. Yeah, the rest can go in the mobile constructor. And I'm just going to put this in here like that, and that, and that, and that. Right, let's see what we can strip off from the top. That's a small thruster. Yeah, maybe we'll take that. That could be anything else over here. I mean, I would like large thrusters if we could find any. And maybe we're... Ha! Look at that, boys. Look. That's a great visual effect, isn't it? Sorry. What we got here? Fuel tank tier 2. Yeah, we're certainly going to take that. Just make sure we got the right mode. So I think this is where we were before, wasn't it? And let's go into anything else underneath. Tree blocks. That's just a cube. Maybe we'll just get rid of that out of the way so I can actually see. I mean, we got some stair wedge here. Now, this is interesting. If you see down in the bottom right there, guys, see where it says it's got that red flag. I think this is the new flag that says that you don't get anything if you take this apart. So if we strip this down, yeah, you see that is the new warning indicator they've put in, as I say, which tells you effectively you're not going to get anything by taking that apart. So that's useful. I mean, there's a door here. Maybe we're... See again, it's showing there. And if we go here, it's still saying there. So what it's telling you is it's a waste of time salvaging that. Wait, let's keep going down. Apologies, guys. I had to stop and scratch my nose. Okay, I think, what have we got here? Right, so we've now finished the blueprint. As I say, I'm going to save that for the next part, guys. What's that? Actually, no, it's just... Now, if these are tier 2 fridges... No, these are just ordinary fridges. Okay, this is... I'll just take these... Oh. Just take the normal fridges apart. And we're just going to... There's a light there. Let's take that. And anything else here? There's a light there. Right, there's a nice plasma turret up here. I think what we're going to have to do, guys, is we're just going to jump into the ship and turn on power. Turn the thrusters on. We're okay for power. Just going to take off, guys, and I think what we're going to do is just go and see if we can get that plasma turret. Just gonna, and so if we just fly out here. Of course, it's dark. Actually, if I turn on the lights, we might actually be able to see. We're going to be able to see that well. Okay. Sorry about this, guys. I actually dipped under the water, so we're just going to... I think if we hover about here, also, let's face the ship like that, and just going to jump out, guys. And of course, take the helmet off because we don't need it anymore because we're above the surface. A bit of a oops, and then he walked off the top of the ship then. And we're just going to go down. And there's that really nice plasma turret. We're certainly going to take that. I mean, it probably won't go on my first CV, but that is a really nice asset to put onto a long-term build one. You can see how many hit points this has got, and to build one of these takes a lot of resources. It needs I can't remember exactly what it needs, but these are not easy to build, so being able to recover one of these to put onto a ship in the future will be absolutely fantastic, guys. So I'm just gonna, there we are, we got a plasma turret. I think what we will do, seeing we're over the top of the ship, actually let's just do that just so I can actually see. No, right, I wonder if there's anything down here that's going to be worth. Okay, right, we're just going to have a quick look under here, guys, to see if there's anything under here of any real value. I doubt it. Let's have a quick look. Right, just dig this out. Right, let's just see what's on the other side of this wall. Nothing. Or nothing. It doesn't. I'm not feeling it, guys. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here, but the problem is going to be finding it. Take the flare. Someone just switch the lights off. And that was probably me actually deconstructing the light, actually, come to think of it. Right, what we got here? Right, we've got some thrusters here. So I think what I'm going to do, guys, is just to finish this part up, we're going to move back to about here. I'm going to leave the core on this because I'm going to be back to get some more assets. Better make sure I'm out of the water. I'm just going to jump here. What I do want is those thrusters. I can find them again. There they are. Got small thrusters. Right. I'm just going to just nick these thrusters out. They're small, but you never know. They might be useful. And they're actually quite useful to carry spare thrusters when you're out and about. Ha! Got the water splashing again there, guys. I actually quite like that splash technique effect. No, it's that type of thing that actually makes playing some games really amusing. Just small effects like that. Oops, obviously run out of. Right, got a thruster there. I mean, there's got to be some more RCSs and stuff in it. Right, what I'm going to do, guys, now is we're just going to have a quick sweep through the ship, and then that's where I'm going to wind it up. Anything else in here? Just grab that. I think I'm going to just snick out these. Obviously, it didn't like it. Okay. Let's just go out through here, see if there's anything through here. No, we've got to the edge of the ship here. Ah, wow, what we got here? We got a rocket turret. Okay. Just see if we can. Certainly going to grab the rocket turret. Let's see, just make sure we got space for it. Yes. Just had a horrible thought that I might not have space for it. I wonder if there's going to be one on the other side. So we're just going to take this rocket turret. I mean, the rate we're going, guys, we're going to have virtually a fully equipped ship. I mean, right, I'm just going to. So we got a rocket turret, thrusters. This rate, let's just. Just got some more steel blocks, and of course, by mining these steel blocks, it's going to mean that. What we got here, large O2 tank. Yeah, we're certainly going to take the large O2 tank. Yeah, by mining these blocks out, it does mean that we will have the resources to build a ship. So we're just up here. I'm very tempted to see if there's anything down on this side, guys. Yes, look at that. That's what I'm looking for. So we've got 2 rocket turrets, which will be very useful. So I'm just going to collect this. And I think we're just going to grab the thrusters. There we are. This is where I'm going to leave it, guys. I think I've probably bored you enough now on stripping down a ship. This was a really good find. As you can see here, we've got lots and lots of resources, and which is going to be very useful for building a CV. And of course, we've also now actually have our Nightshade Mark III Advanced ready to go. But we'll be exploring that in the next part. But this is where I'm going to leave it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.